Hey there! This is the first part of a series where I'm going to be going through my YouTube Watch Later playlists and reacting to the videos inside. Today we're going to be starting off with Why Old Minecraft is Going Viral by Square Earth. As with all of these, I'm going into this one completely blind, and I'm interested to see what he has to say, so if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Modern versions of Minecraft have an immense amount of features and things that the player can do. As players, we've been very lucky to receive the many updates over the years that have slowly turned the game into what it is today. But not everyone is happy, and if you're anything like me, then you've probably noticed an increase in Minecraft beta content popping up on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really a recent thing. I'd say that's been kind of universal for a while now. You're always going to have like people who just sort of prefer a game's roots, so to speak. I guess that's true of any product. But with Minecraft, I think it's gone in a noticeably different direction than from what a lot of older players, I think, would have expected going in, right? Like, well, not to preempt him on a lot of this video, but one common complaint is that older Minecraft emphasized more this idea of being in an empty world, so to speak, whereas newer Minecraft seems to be putting more emphasis on like adventuring through a fun, creative, interesting world with a lot of potential and with like all of the friendly animals and whatnot. And I think both have their appeal. I would say the emptiness sort of isn't entirely lost on newer Minecraft, but it's definitely not focused on at all. Like some structures kind of invoke it, but ultimately that's not really the vibe they're trying to convey anymore. But that's just what I've seen so far. Let's see what he has to say about it.
And why would you turn your back on all the new content that the game has to offer in favour of a version that is considerably more basic?
I really like the
Is it
editing
just
on
a
this, by the
nostalgic
way.
hit, or does this phenomenon actually have more than meets the eye? Welcome to Beta Minecraft. Beta 1.7.3, actually, a version of Minecraft. It was released in 2011, about 13 years ago. So let's start with the basics. What makes this version different to the latest version of
He's going to talk about
Minecraft?
combat. I'm
The
already
colours
calling
seem
it.
more vibrant than modern Minecraft, the original texture pack is quite striking. The aesthetic look of old Minecraft definitely adds to its appeal.
More vibrant. That's a take. I mean, what I would say and what I think a lot of the common criticism is that the older textures are more dull than anything. I thought that kind of contributed to the like vibes thing I was talking about. Like it's less friendly, so to speak, like less sort of flashy and awe-inspiring, I guess, is what you'd say as modern Minecraft is. I kind of assumed that was an intentional design decision. I didn't know people would say that about the old textures. I get liking the old textures. There are some that are just strictly better, but kind of caught me for a loop. Anyway, we'll see if he elaborates.
It's a nostalgic hit that anyone can have, even if they've never played this mode before.
Fair.
Everything from the textures to the sounds, the fog, the bright blue seas, all along the classic music, definitely helps create a very nostalgic atmosphere.
Okay, the sounds. To my knowledge, Minecraft's sound design hasn't really changed a whole lot, mainly just because they got it so right the first time. Minecraft has amazing sound design. And this one's a bit more pedantic, but the classic music does still play in modern Minecraft. I think I get what point he's actually trying to make there. It's just, I don't know, worth pointing out, I suppose.
Regarding the gameplay itself, in beta there's less survival elements, the game feels naturally harder. Sprinting isn't an option, so you have to walk everywhere. Tools break quicker, which means you're less powerful. You're kind of more at the mercy of the world and the mobs inside it.
So I didn't know about the tools breaking thing. Yeah, that does seem like it would stink. I did know about the sprinting thing because who could forget that guy that made it to the far lands in an old version where you had to walk the whole way? Just, jeez, hats off to that guy. Yeah, I actually don't know when that change got reverted though. Was that combat? Probably. I'd imagine both the sprinting and the tool thing got into combat update. Surprised he hasn't brought that up yet, but I'd imagine that's coming up very soon.
There's no hunger, instead you just eat to regen health, and obviously there's no animation for this either. And of course there's no actual story or goal to work towards. There's no ender dragon or main boss. In fact, there's no end to the game at all, you just kind of keep playing. This obviously leaves the point of the game up to you. Maybe you want to make the best armor, make a cool base. And I do also think that's part of the appeal. The fact that there is no goal. Sometimes people like to just feel lost in a game.
So I hear this argument get brought up a lot. People who don't like the end update will say that it makes the game too linear, or other people will complain that people who get bored of Minecraft are kind of gatekeeping themselves by thinking that the end goal is to beat the Ender Dragon. I don't know. It feels like that's always been sort of the core of Minecraft, just being able to do anything. Like, I don't know who sits down to play Minecraft with the explicit goal of specifically getting strong enough to beat the Ender Dragon, you know? I do think, in a lot of ways, people just sort of gravitate toward that, but I'm not sure how many people will say that that's the point of Minecraft, you know? I would say that's something you can do as a means of collecting more resources, getting stronger, exploring more areas, but again, that's up to preference, because exploring more areas, getting more cool stuff, it's kind of more in line with, again, the new direction Minecraft seems to be just going toward in recent years.
Like they're part of some kind of never-ending world, rather than going down a linear path that will at some point end. But that's not the only reason people play this, so let's keep going. You see, in order to make this video, I actually sat down and played this version for about 2 hours with pretty much no distractions. I really wanted to try and get a proper feel for this version, and to be honest, it was a much more captivating experience than I expected. I mean, obviously modern Minecraft does offer far more in terms of content, but this was a more relaxing experience. When I play normal Minecraft, I always feel as though I need to be doing something, and obviously I know that's optional, but the way that the game's designed, it kind of pushes you towards progression. For example, if you want to explore a cave but you keep dying, the simple answer is to make better armor, right? Or if you want to make a more interesting house, then you need to look into stone cutting or something else. But with beta Minecraft, there really isn't any pressure, because ultimately there are no upgrades, there isn't as much to do. You may think it's boring, but personally find it a nice change of pace. It teaches you to relax, slow down, enjoy and appreciate the game more.
I can definitely see the appeal of that, but honestly, that kind of sounds more frustrating than anything in some aspects. Like, you he points out that in modern Minecraft, if you keep dying at a certain spot, you realize, okay, I need to get better gear, go in and get stronger, and then go back to where I died and just beat that challenge. But then kind of explains that that's not really the point of beta Minecraft. So if you can't do that, doesn't that logically mean that you'll just keep dying in the same spot? I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not speaking from any particular experience. I haven't played beta Minecraft. The oldest Minecraft I played was Legacy Console on the 360, but even that was more recent. I don't know when that stopped getting updates, but there was that, and then there was the old textures briefly being in Pixelmon before that got reverted and Pixelmon got updated to 1.16. So yeah, I'm purely spitballing, but I'm just a bit skeptical because that doesn't sound like the best experience. I will say that this idea of a more sort of a calmer Minecraft with not nearly as broad a scope, I can definitely see the appeal there. And I can definitely see why someone would prefer it to modern Minecraft, because it's like, with modern Minecraft, it almost feels like the extra stuff is in theory optional, but you're a lot more incentivized to go after it, even if you're the type of player who wants just a more low-key experience, I guess. So that's fair enough.
I've noticed that in modern Minecraft, the constant preparation for future plans often overshadows the actual sense of progression. You complete one part of the game and then immediately start preparing for the next. In some cases, you hoard resources or tools ready for a future part of the game that you may not reach for a long time, and you may never reach if you decide to quit that world. This is kind of subconsciously pushed onto you by the game design. As mentioned before, yes, you are free to do what you like, but you're also forced into a methodical progression in order to actually do or build the things that you want to. This can make the game feel grindy and repetitive, and this feeling that you need to min-max everything does cause burnout and often results in countless unfinished worlds.
Yeah, but like, you don't have to. I mean, I struggle with the labels grindy and repetitive because on the one hand, like, yeah, I guess there's more of an uphill climb, but like, he's kind of implying that the appeal of beta Minecraft to him is that it's the fun, or not fun, but I guess just like the relaxing element that Square Earth really likes is that nothing really changes. Maybe I'm misinterpreting, but it seems like that's kind of. Wouldn't that also be repetitive? Like, it wouldn't be grindy, but at the end of the day, you're still kind of just doing a lot of the same stuff. And I mean, exploring is a lot more limited because there's less stuff to see. You can't build as much since there isn't as much stuff. I mean, I guess there's more of a challenge to figure out what you can do with your limited palette. I don't know. Who's to say?
In beta, however, although the options may be more limited, this kind of forces creativity. It doesn't leave you with anything else to worry about.
Immediately answers my skepticism. Fair enough.
But let's talk about the rest of the game, because this isn't the only major difference. You see, the game may look clunky, and it definitely is, but it's also more difficult. As I said, the tools break quicker, as well as resources like diamonds being more scarce, so you don't always have the best armor or tools, and making discoveries and exploration feel far more fulfilling, like you've actually been on an adventure. Minecraft often loses its sense of challenge, particularly after you get endgame gear. The introduction of sprinting and the ability to cover vast distances quickly with things like horses and elytras immensely diminishes the survival aspect, resulting in a much less engaging experience.
So, this is another point I hear a lot. A lot of people will say that elytra ruins the game just because of how much land you can travel. I disagree, because it's like, he mentions the grind earlier. The point of that is that you put the work in and you get better stuff, right? Like, say you spend a lot of time in the world just walking or sprinting, I guess, through like just various geographies. A lot of the time that's not really enough to get you through stuff. Like forests, you can't just breeze through. You have to like maneuver around the trees, watch out for monsters, even though you could just breeze through plains, for instance. But if you go to the effort to going to the nether, going to the end, finding an end city, getting fireworks and whatnot, the reward for that is that covering ground is a lot less difficult. And I feel like that's a fine reward, like if you consider the work needed to get it. It's not perfect, like there are ways around it. Like you do have to put in extra work to make sure the elytra is enchanted, that you have the fireworks to be able to use the elytra, stuff like that. I just don't think it ruins the game for you to be better at a certain skill. Like, sure, I admit there's a bit of a gap between the speeds you can reach through just the beginning of the game and after you get an elytra. Like, there isn't as much of an uphill climb. It's more of just point A is here, point B is here. But I don't know. I just always struggled with the idea that it's broken. I feel like the point of it is once you've done all of the survival stuff, you gain more and more of the ability to be more creative with your world without being in creative mode. Like, you sort of unlock it more naturally. Like, for example, early game, you won't be able to get a bunch of automatic redstone farms going, but once you take the time to go out, get all the resources and whatnot, you can, and then that'll usually help you get one specific item and ensure that you won't need to collect that one specific item manually for the rest of the lifespan of that world, stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about that because you put the work in. It's like an investment, I guess. So I don't know, it seems people just sort of don't like stuff like that, but I've never seen it as an issue. I feel like you should get some kind of permanent benefit for your world if you decide to go through the effort, you know? Or you could just work harder and collect all of that resource manually if you want. Like, there's nothing stopping you. But again, I do see why it's on paper, there's nothing stopping you, but in practice, people just realize, okay, well, why shouldn't I do this option? So again, I can get why people don't like feeling so almost put in a box, per se, with that. Put in blocks, I guess.
You can go anywhere, fight anything, find anything, and come back without really feeling anything. I mean, seriously, when's the last time you actually got excited by finding something in Minecraft? Well, in beta, you actually do, because you may have had to fight past many genuinely difficult mobs to get there. And even once you've got them, you need to decide how and when you're going to use them, as, for example, a tool, because it will...
I'm sorry, I disagree with that entirely. I feel like I just kind of laid out a bit ago why I disagree with that. But like, absolutely, you can still feel excited finding stuff in modern Minecraft. I mean, I do think that. I guess there's an argument to be made that now that there are a lot more structures, they sort of lose their appeal because you're more likely to find stuff. I just kind of don't buy into that because I like treasure hunting in Minecraft, just like going out into the world, finding cool stuff, bringing it back to my base, storing it in a chest. That's one of my favorite parts of the game, honestly, and just kind of amassing collections of things. I don't see why you wouldn't be excited, and I don't see why it would be more exciting for you to get limited other potential things out in the world just because the challenge is greater. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. This just comes down to like fundamental differences. Maybe I'll have a better grasp at what he's talking about if I decide to play older versions of Minecraft.
But if you play survival, and you're someone like me who enjoys the game, but frequently becomes bored with it or feels burnt out midway through a world, then I really urge you to try the beta version. I was very skeptical at first, but it's genuinely been a fun experience, and I can definitely see myself returning. As the game's progressed and developed, it's lost some of its original charm. The renewed interest in beta is allowing people to recapture some of that nostalgic feeling, even if they've never played it before, and to take a more laid-back and relaxing approach to the game. I think that the simplicity and uniqueness of beta will continue to hold a special place in the hearts of many players. And after playing, honestly, I get it.
Good video. I mean, yeah, that ending kind of resonated with me a little bit. I'm also pretty skeptical at what he's saying, but I'm thinking, hey, I should probably try that out at some point too. I mean, everyone does really sing the praises of old Minecraft, it seems, and I do think that's probably not entirely just nostalgia talking. I don't doubt him when he says that there's like this sort of specific appeal to older Minecraft that doesn't exist in newer Minecraft. And I know I've been kind of, I don't want to say I've been trashing him, but like I've been sort of in disbelief on some of his claims. It is a shorter video, so Square Earth doesn't really delve too much into a lot of this. Which, again, he doesn't have to, necessarily. I mean, I would say that there's probably more to be said about why there's like a more of an influx of videos on it. Maybe it is just a lot of people are going back to older Minecraft and thinking, hey, this is really cool, actually. But I don't know. I guess it's probably just how all trends are, where, like I am with this video, people are seeing other people enjoy older Minecraft and think, that's interesting, I hadn't really thought about that, and decide to give it a shot. There's probably something to that. But overall, hey, Square Earth, good video. I kind of liked it. Looking forward to seeing more of your work. Let's give them a like and subscribe. And you all, don't forget to do that too. Go check out Square Earth stuff. I feel like I'm going to do that too and see what else he has to say. And after that, I think I'm going to check out some beta Minecraft. See you all later.